Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of Social You Should Know. This week, some pretty interesting announcements as far as Google is concerned. Matt Cutts, the guy at Google that basically says, this is the way you rank for results, this is the way you don't.
Right.
He came out and said that plus ones really don't matter when it comes to SEO.
Yeah, so SEO Moz, which is now just called Moz, I'm going to have trouble getting used to that, showed a correlation between Google plus ones and ranking. And it was ranked second only to the authority of the page that the content was on. And so they were discussing, I think, in SMX Advanced, how, listen, plus ones impact your content and all the SEO impact your ranking. So all the SEO people were saying, all right, well, we got to get plus ones. And Matt Cutts sort of said, listen, I've said this before, but nobody seems to be listening. So how can I politely tell you that we do not use plus ones in our algorithm to determine what you see?
Yeah, and a similar thing happened not too long ago with Facebook likes.
Yeah, it was 2011 when somebody else did a similar chart that showed at the time Facebook likes was the number one correlation between Facebook likes and search ranking. And Matt Cutts debunked that and said, we don't even get that information from Facebook. There's sort of this famous Google-Facebook squabble where Facebook gave all that information to Bing, but did not give it to Google. And so, you know, the point that Matt's trying to make is that correlation and causation are not the same thing. Yes, it correlates. That doesn't really matter in terms of, that doesn't mean it's an actual signal that Google uses. So that's going to be confusing to some people because, you know, we've been saying to people, write good content on Google and it'll help you rank. And what Matt Cutts said is, that's true. That's been true as long as Google's around. But what happens is people find little tricks to stuff a bunch of plus ones in through bots or something, and or stuff keywords in Google Plus posts, and they think they're just going to rank for that. But it's the quality of the content that helps you rank or not rank, and that's been true forever. These little tricks work for a while, and so SEO people and some social media people do them, and they try to, you know, hey, I got this advantage, and you might have an advantage for a couple months. And then Google spends all its time coming in and squashing those advantages with Panda updates and this update and that update. So, you know, you're going to waste your time, and any benefit you get is going to be short-lived. So, again, just make good content. It's not hard.
Yeah, it's been a formula that's worked since the internet, you know, has existed.
When we started as a company, we focused on writing about stuff that's relevant to a social media agency and relevant to social media marketers, and we rank extremely high for that content. We've never employed an SEO firm to, you know, crawl over our metadata. We do think about what we write. We think about the keywords in what we write, but we don't stuff it. We don't abuse it. We don't try, you know, little tricks. So, you know, if the content is good, it's going to rank. Now, you do have to think about page authority and where content lives. And so that's why we write good content on our blog, so that our pages have authority and Google PageRank, so we have a chance to rank for the terms that we care about.
Yeah, absolutely. What kind of advice would you have for someone who just read this article and doesn't really know what to do with it?
Well, Google Plus, I think, is important, and we see it for a lot of brands now. It's already showing up in personalized results. So I would at least feed some content to your Google Plus page, even if it's not ideal, because things are still evolving. So I wouldn't spend hours and hours of time on it. What I think is interesting is if you have a multi-location business, getting content about each of those locations online may help you as well drive some SEO, not because of the pluses, but because you've got relevant content to these long tail search terms like movie theater near Riverside, California, something like that. So I'm keeping a close eye on Google Local, which is relatively new, how they've set it up these days and how it ties into Google Maps. So I would begin looking at my local content strategy if I was multi-location. Otherwise, I would just focus on sort of feeding it, growing your circles a little bit, but not spending too much time on it just yet.
Okay. Well, that about does it this week. We've got a webcast coming up pretty soon.
August 29th. It's with Dodge. And it's on organic social media marketing, which is near and dear to my heart. And Dodge does not spend. They could. I mean, they're Dodge. They're an automaker. Doesn't spend a crazy amount of money on paid most of what they do is drive engagement. So if you're interested in that, it's going to be a great event.
And keep an eye out for that on
August 29th.
August 29th. If you would like to subscribe to our email blast, you can do so at ignitesocialmedia.com, and you can also follow us at Ignite SMA.